Bonjour everyone, welcome to another diecast showcase. So today we're going to be doing a fill up the table with loose castings kind of episode, and it's going to be an episode filled with a whole bunch of thrift store finds, cumulative of a few weeks worth of finds, and I decided to kind of like semi-curate the what I'm officially keeping out of the pieces I found. And there's a bunch basically that are a few that I decided to give to my daughter, another couple that are going to be going to the for sale, for trade, for donation pile, and a couple that were just too damaged and I threw away. So all in all, we got an extremely big bag with all kinds of goodies in there, and decided to go no particular order in this. So some of these you may have seen me post on my Instagram if ever you follow that. If you don't, it's at Sims, S-I-M-Z, says S-E-Z. And yeah, if you like diecast photography, general car stuff and whatnot, you'll probably like what you see on there. So, and post multiple times a week, so feel free to follow me on Instagram as well. So without further ado, after that shameless plug, let's get into checking out what I found. So again, no particular order, be it brand or make or model or whatever. We're just going to go one by one, and there's going to be a bunch of cars here. So grab yourself a cold one, you know, lean back and enjoy. So first piece that we're going to be checking out would be a first generation Honda Fit or Honda Jazz, depending where you are in the world. And this one, I believe, is from Summer Toys. So yeah, it's got lens front lights, as you can see. Very clear windows. It is a right-hand drive spec car with the infamous Magic seat in the back. Super practical subcompact car. And from what I can see from spoiler and body kit, as well as front bumper, this would be the equivalent body trim of the Fit Sport, as we got it here in North America. So yeah, pretty generic wheels, not the greatest. Funky graphics. Got a sunroof. But all in all, just something you just don't see all that often. So pretty happy to stumble upon this one. Quick side note as well. This specific car, as well as many others, do come from my favorite currently thrift store or Goodwill that actually sells dollar cars by the unit. And they normally keep their better cars to be sold as a unit, and their best ones normally are just, you know, bagged up and sold with sets, either, you know, transporters or play mats or things like that, and they often come up to way too expensive for what they are. So, but this hence is $1 Canadian, and all others on average will be coming up to exactly that price as well. So all in all, these are all dollar cars. If you look at the cost of even the grab bags and the number of cars that are actually retained from them, they come up to about $1 Canadian each. So about, what, 70 cents US, give or take. So there you go. All right, next up, we have a grab bag find. This is a Majorette Jaguar F-Type, the pre-facelift, in that nice metallic orange that has a slight, you know, kind of like a color change kind of hue. The pearlescent in there is a very yellowish gold, whereas the paint itself, the metallic paint, is very orange. Unfortunately, it does have a cracked rear window, but that's pretty much the only defect that I could find on it. As usual with Majorette, you do have these lens front lights, painted rears. You do have the opening door to reveal a very nice interior. As you can see, steering wheel very well done with air passing in between the spokes. You do have a plastic base, working suspension, And that plastic base does give you a bunch of details in regards to the origin, which is made in Thailand. It is a 1/59th scale Jaguar F-Type, so pretty cool. The nice black 10 spokes are very nice as well. Actually, those are 8 spokes. My apologies. Oh, by the way, cool thing about the fit, there's nothing underneath, and which is why I didn't show the base. There's no, it's pretty well detailed, but look at the N of China. That's a funny goof up. So yeah, thought that would be a little bit humorous. Next, why don't we jump into a good old Hot Wheels, good old muscle car with lots of flames on it. This really cool 65 Mustang Coupe. Now this is a pre-retool of the version that is currently example, I believe in 2025 US E-Case of Hot Wheels. The white with the Hot Wheels logo on the side. This one is the pre-retool, which means no wide body. The lower cladding is not as aggressive, and you do have an opening hood, which is very cool. So that would be nice looking next to my little white convertible with opening hood that you can see right there. So, yeah, it's got the, well, it used to have orange lips on the wheels. Rears are, that rear was mostly gone. The rest is pretty okay. It's not perfect. It's got some flea bites here and there, edge of the hood and on the corners here, all the high impact portions. Little bit of tarnishing of the corner of the bumpers as well. It's got a nice chrome base, which it has a 1983 copyright date. So this was probably metal base prior to this release, because this is definitely or maybe not, but this seems to definitely be a more modern release of it. It's not a casting that there's a whole lot of variations of. So yeah, kind of cool. Another older Hot Wheel, definitely not in, definitely not in the best of conditions, but still pretty cool. This Corgi originating Porsche 911 Targa. So this would be the G Series 911 with the impact bumpers for US crash regulations with the little bumperettes. And it's got the turbo whale tail, although it doesn't seem to be a wide body car, so it doesn't seem to be a turbo. And I mean, it's not identified as such. It's definitely identified as a 911 SC Targa, which would indicate it is a non-turbo since the 930 was the turbo. Wheels definitely, not the best, but it's got a black interior, silver paint, black Targa hoop with a bunch of missing paint, and paint's literally, as you can see from that front light, literally flaking off. So yeah, it's got tampos for the front lights though that are partially still there. License plate, definitely something that Corgi did, but not so much Hot Wheels on its original castings. So yeah, pretty nice one. Even the base is so Corgi with the recessed middle versus the raised sides. Definitely very Corgi-ish in its execution. So yeah, worse for wear, but casting I didn't have. Next, I'm not sure if I showed this one, but in case I didn't, I will show it now. And yeah, basically it is what it is if I did. But it's this older Maisto, like just post MC Toy era Toyota Celica liftback. It's the ST202, which is the NA front wheel drive version of the ST205 GT4. So the 4-light GT4, the last GT4 basically, before going NA front wheel drive only with the Celica GT and GTS that came out in 99. So this endured until 98. And yeah, basically you can definitely tell it's really not too far after MC Toy became Maisto. It still has the reused Matchbox 5-arch wheels. It does have a little bit of suspension, well, especially in the rear, has a lot of suspension, and awful good condition, honestly. Very, very good. Limited tampo details. You only have the Toyota logos front and rear, and it's got a clear windows. It's a left-hand drive, and this is when Maisto actually had not only interiors but pretty nice interiors, kind of on par with Motormax. Basically, you can see right there, there's air passing between the spokes of the steering wheel. So not the most detailed on the outside, not the best wheels, but still a very nice casting of this N8 front-wheel drive Toyota Celica from the mid to late 90s. All right, so again, apologies if that's the second time you guys see this one. Next, we'll check out this retooled version of the Volkswagen New Beetle Cup. Retooled because it is no longer with the removable body, which is now riveted in the back in place, and the front clip is no longer an insert, and it is riveted down as well. So this one's got the black deco with the little gold stripes, very flashy neon yellow green interior with the roll cage, and since this used to be a removable body, there is actually a VR6 engine under this hood, so customizers beware if you stumble upon this. One of these, a cool opportunity to make a nice custom if you want to make a removable or opening hood. So there you go. So PR5s, white lip, black spoke, plastic base as you saw, Thailand base, and yeah, Volkswagen New Beetle Cup. So 4Motion VR6, and as opposed to the Beetle RSI street version of this that had the 3.2, this one normally did come with the 2.8 liter 24 valve VR6, but the engine under this, as I've come to know from the removable body one, is actually a 3.2, as you would find in the Beetle RSI street version. So kind of a little mix and match there, but pretty cool. Why not follow up with something that's pretty similar that we never got in North America, as these little Beetle Cups were actually a support race for Formula One racing. Personally, I saw them race as a support race for the Montreal Grand Prix, and you know, with the 355 Challenge also that was doing that. So pretty cool. What about this? The GT24 version, so the race version of the Volkswagen Scirocco, third or maybe fourth generation, all depending how you interpret that. No, third generation, yeah, because technically the third coupe was the Corrado, but you know, this replaced the Corrado technically, and the came out in 08, as you can see on the side. The model itself, this does have a license date of a couple years later, I believe 08 and 08 and 2012. So some type of retool somewhere in there. But yeah, Scirocco GT24. It's got the Nürburgring on the side, the layout of the track, big wing, you know, front spoiler. And these had the same 2-liter turbos in the Scirocco R form as the Golf R, but front wheel drive. And the base models had the 1.4 turbo engines, I believe. So yeah, pretty cool. Next, going back a little bit to American Muscle with Flames, found this beauty that I did not have, at least not in this colorway. Super nice Pontiac Firebird Trans Am of the smoke. So next up, we're going to be looking at a Hot Wheels Pontiac Trans Am Firebird. A little bit more muscle with flames. Definitely a very, very nice colorway of this car that I did not have, and it's absolutely mint. So I'm very happy to pick this. Actually, you know, there's one flea bite right here. But, you know, all the rest is nice. Pretty good condition chrome on the gold chrome on those PR5s. You know, Smokey and the Bandit era, Firebird Trans Am, Fire Chicken on the hood. Nice blue interior to complement the blue paint job, or complemented by the blue paint job, and of course the T-Tops Firebird logo. And very nice stance and look to this car. Definitely like it. Next up, I do have a couple fantasy castings in there that I decided to keep. First one is one that I didn't actually have a version of, and it would be this regular Roger Dodger. This had a super equivalent, and it's out of the Mattel Games series or something of that nature. But yeah, this one is the Magic 8 Ball, of course, as you can see on the side. Big blown V8 on the open header side exit exhaust. And you could tell if it's a super or not by looking at the base. And if you got something that clearly said anything but, you know, it's a super treasure hunt or something or whatever it was written. I never found the super of this, but I found a bunch of these. They were kind of peg warmers. They have a bunch of different messages on the bottom to say, hey, no, sorry. It's kind of like the please try again when you reveal a potential, you know, rebate or contest card or whatever. So yeah, reply hazy, try again. Definitely indicates this is a mainline. Plus, it's not Spectra Flame paint. It's not on Real Riders. So, but yeah, I just didn't have a Roger Dodger basically. So I thought, why not? I have the old Dixie Challenger, but not the Roger Dodger. So that's gonna go well with it. You know, a modern take. Plus, the 8 Ball is a cool little game, so I like it. I did find another color variation of the Hot Wheels Porsche 997 GT3 RS. So the dark blue with red interior and white stripes and wheels. Front details are done up. Slightly tinted windows and no details in the rear because of that side livery, but that is fine. And I do have a couple versions of this car, as well as the GT2 RS versions as well. So they're good casts. I personally prefer a little bit the Matchbox casting of this because it's a little bit longer, and I find the wheelbase on this does look a little bit stubby personally. But hey, let me know in the comments which one's your favorite, the Hot Wheels GT3 RS or 997 or the Matchbox GT3 997. So curious to know. But yeah, nice dark blue paint. You can see it's a little bit metallic, but it's like semi-gloss almost, I'd say. Or semi-metallic, basically. It's got a little bit of flake, but not that much. It's in pretty good condition. You know, a couple of flea bites on the edges of those mirrors, but at least it has mirrors, which is not the case for all Hot Wheels. And of course, the edge of the wing, which is metal. And I believe that was later retooled to plastic. This one is a 2010 release, as you can see, made in Malaysia. Pretty nice. I like it. Happy to have another color variation of this casting, especially for $1 in this condition. So, something that's not in as good of a condition, but it's definitely forgivable in views of the age of this release, which is over 40 years now. Definitely over 40 years, maybe 45. Is this really nice little, this is a Dodge pickup from Hot Wheels. It's I believe it's a D50. It's basically a rebadged Mitsubishi pickup. And it's got the little engine, the little 4-cylinder popping out with the ITBs, which is great. It's got the plastic box on the back that's still there. It's got the black walls with the fat rears, which is awesome because same diameter wheel, different sidewall tire size. That's really what we like to see. Does not have its side tampos anymore, but it does have, however, a high raker rear, which means you can change the stance of the car to 3 different settings. This is the tall setting. You have the medium setting, and then the standard non-rake position. Sorry about that. As you notice, metal base. It's got a 79 Malaysia, well, 79 copyright Malaysia build, and the insert in here is plastic, but still works well. You know, it's got most of its paint. It's lost most of its tampos, so cleaner version than the actually original one, but the graphics on this one from new were actually very, very well adjusted to the times and the fashion, basically the fashions for side stripes that were in place. So, and as you can see, blue tinted windows with a chrome interior. So very nice vintage black wall. Great to add to the collection. Other older Hot Wheels and another Hot Wheels Porsche, third one already, that I found was this 930 slant nose, which I find is one of the better, closer to 1/64th scale castings that Hot Wheels has released. I believe this was part of a play set, and it's got, I believe these are called screechers or screamers or something like that. They've got these really cool wheels that make the sound when they roll down the track that is really cool. So you can see it's metal on metal, 89 copyright base, nice white color. It does have some paint missing in the back, so it may have been raced, but that's the noise I'm talking about. So whizzing down the track, this just makes a really cool racket that kids must have loved and parents must have despised. I never, when this came out, I didn't have play sets. Basically, I had all the cars, but I didn't want the play sets. I had some mats and make my own stories, basically based on them. Let's switch to something a little bit more obscure. We have a old body style Ford F-150 short box single cab fleet side with the fire department basic livery. Does not have an interior, no front and rear details. The front fascia is part of the plastic black base, and you got some Yatming looking wheels here. This is not, however, a Yatming. It is actually a Welly, as you can see. Not a whole lot of details except the code, basically, which would probably refer to the cast mold or something of the sort. But yeah, overall, fairly well done, despite it being very basic, and pretty good condition, as this is probably out of the 90s at some point. So you got chip here, chip there, but as for the rest, pretty much all clean, including those mirrors, which again, it has mirrors, which I find is great. The previous Porsche didn't have mirrors. So. All right, next up, staying in the more utilitarian vehicles, this is a casting I'm super, super happy to pick up. And some people may be like, why? I don't know. It's just, how many of these have been made in 1/64th scale? The Hot Wheels Dodge Grand Caravan. So basically, this would be the longer version with the extended rear portion for more trunk space. This obviously has the Metro Hotel shuttle livery and the little handicapped adapted van type of little sign there. So that would probably forgive the actual wheel gap that you've got between the rear wheels and those wheel arches, since those normally, the adapted vans do sit really high for the whole ramp mechanism. So it's definitely got an aftermarket spoiler on the top of the hatch, and it's a weird spec because if you look at the front, this grille is definitely off a Plymouth Voyager, and the lower, well, the front bumper, the lower part where you see the those recessed fog lights on the bottom corners, that's really like the Dodge Caravan Sport. So it's like, again, a mix and match of different things. Horrible steering column and wheel, definitely looks like a mushroom. Kind of weird. White interior, tinted windows, which is kind of the norm. They became standardized on minivans as early as the mid to late 90s on pretty much all minivans, since air conditioning was an option on a multitude of cars, especially more basic ones and more utilitarian ones. So but yeah, it's a cool casting. So you can definitely see it is listed as a Dodge Caravan. It's got a 97 cast license, which pretty much is close to the introduction of this generation caravan. I think it was revealed in 96 and then released in 97, so that would make sense. Another van I picked up, not as in good a condition as this almost immaculate Hot Wheels, but still a cool casting. That actually I picked up in that my last video I showed you, or one of my last videos I showed you a multi-pack basically where I got this. So now I have a loose one. It is this really cool Chevy I believe this would be a G20 van because it looks a little bit more, it's just written, well, it's impossible to read on the base there, but yeah, it's like I think it probably is a G20 van, like the more heavy duty chassis cargo van, as opposed to the G10 was more light duty, which you saw an example, a slammed example of in the form of that M2 that I picked up and that I posted a video of a week or two ago, my last video. So you've got the front here, again, front fascia, white plastic, part of the white base, Steelies, definitely some an impact on the corner of this here, missing paint, the Wi-Fi Plus repair, livery, groovy, nice Smurf blue setup for the paint, and you know, it's not very accurately molded, but it does look cool. And you know, you got that little rear porthole, very popular when vanning was a thing, and you know, vanning, over vanning, I guess, is becoming more and more popular and has been for the last few years. So, but yeah, pretty cool casting, and I'm big into vans, so I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, one casting I absolutely adore would be, and this would be, I don't know, I probably have 4 or 5 different variations now, but this one is definitely a nice one. I believe this is the first release of the Ford Falcon XB GT Coupe. This specific one does have the factory side deco with the GT 351. So I'm not sure if it's a Windsor or Cleveland that's under the hood. But yeah, so 5.8 liter V8. You got the gas cap details that are done. Same for the door handles and the little side air intake. No gas cap on this side, obviously, And you have a top pass as well with that silver stripe and silver accent on the spoiler, complementing that beautiful blue metallic paint perfectly. This was the car on which the Mad Max original car was based. And I personally find it's one of the sexiest muscle cars of all time. I love the styling of this. Much better than the Mustang Fastback, personally, I find. Obviously, this one's really slammed and all that, but, you know, it's a factory configuration for paint. Obviously, it's right-hand drive because it's an Aussie muscle car. And it's got those gray inserts for the front grille and rear fascia, so that's great. Dual exhaust as well, so there you go on the staggered 5 spokes, which works well on a car of this nature, especially when it's clearly not stock, so that's great. All right, something that is probably not as exciting as a really cool Australian 70s muscle car would be a early 2000s or mid 2000s 4-door pickup truck from a Japanese automaker, the first gen Honda Ridgeline. I finally have one of these from Matchbox. Very tough cast to find, and it's kind of got a cult following, at least in my neck of the woods, where Honda is extremely popular, and especially for I'd say like late Gen X, you know, early Gen Z, that kind of generation, basically. Late Gen X, early Gen Y. Sorry about that, not Gen Z. Gen Z is more into like Teslas and stuff. No offense to any real Gen Z car enthusiasts. So, but yeah, overall, this is definitely a deco that is not of any type of construction company, of national parks or anything of that nature, or fire, or or police or anything. It's just Ridgeline. It's definitely not something that's factory, but it's more OEM than the ones I'm used to seeing, which is why I never bought one on card, and they just command like 4 times the price of what you'd pay for, or twice at least the price that you'd pay for this guy. So, and I would get this guy before the Ridgeline. So, well, now I have both. So there you go. Not the most detailed cast, but I don't think there's a first gen Ridgeline, except maybe Tomica makes one. I'm not sure. Maybe Tomica makes one, but I'm really not sure. So yeah, that's something. Oh yeah, something cool I found as well. And this is one of the grab bags basically. Look at this. Look at this thing. A regular treasure hunt ain't fair bust designed by Ryu Asada. You can see it's the T Hunt because of the logo that is right there. And what's cool about this specific T Hunt, which I do have on card and I'll be able to trade off or sell off or something like that, is that both sides are not the same. And this one has another whole bunch of little T Hunt logos right there. Kind of like when you're playing Guitar Hero or whatever. So that's pretty cool. You know, it's a cool cast. Very slammed, you know, city bus. These look like the buses I'd imagine I'd see like in a large city of Florida. The type of bus, the design of bus, basically. It's got a pretty badass looking engine, if I do say so myself. You know, sell the bicycle on the front. You got the 4 fans on the roof, clear transparency, red plastic body. Well, actually, it's not all plastic, but a lot of this casting is plastic. A lot of it. But it's just really cool. And you got the aero discs in white. Just, you know, there you go. You got the turntable. On the other side, it's just blends in really well with the Hot Wheels World Tour livery. Kind of cool. I definitely like it. And yeah, now I got a loose, so be able to get rid of the carded one. Another more utilitarian type vehicle would be this 8-dot era Matchbox scissor truck with the Ford front cab, the Ford cab over engine. That had this part here has been used and abused in so many different liveries, and the rear has a very, very varied amount of different finishes, since we are talking about you know, you have like cement mixers and you know, tankers and all kinds of different use of this front cab with a different rear. And this one actually has a moving part that still operates, so this is like a little lift, so food can be given to well, or loaded up onto airplanes. So that's pretty cool. And you know, 8-dot, love it. And here's your base, 1998, made in China, Matchbox scissor truck with the cool off-road 8-dot wheels, basically. So nice condition too, complete and functional. One that's in pretty good condition, but not great overall, and probably a wheel swap candidate at a certain point, but still a casting that I am really happy to obtain, since I don't have many casts of this car brand in my collection, and definitely none of this specific model. The first gen Lincoln Navigator, so direct competitor to the Cadillac Escalade, albeit not as popular, be it at the time or in the long run. But yeah, this one, unfortunately, the chrome plating of the rear wheels, although these wheels from Motormax are not very nice, pretty much gone in the rear, pretty much all there in the front. And, you know, it's got simple but effective silver detailing on the front, side, and rear. As you can see, there's no tampos for the lights, but that's pretty much always the case with red colored Motormax castings. They did do the roof rack, so that's pretty cool, the roof bars. And here's your base. It's not written Motormax, but it's a Motormax. So these often were sold in multi-packs and whatnot. I actually have the full selection of the Rodent Track, the vintage 90s Rodent Track pack. That's pretty cool. Another weird find that I have no idea what I'm gonna do with, but it's just like an older black wall that's super like, I don't know, not weird, but just unusual. But I don't know. I really like it for whatever reason, and it's this thing, the trash truck. Very heavy, despite it being plastic based. Small black wall wheels, orange paint, Department of Sanitation. Here's your front with the grill and front lights being an insert from the base, as is the stack right here, or whatever it is. And you can see it clips into the back of that rear receptacle. Here's your base. That's a 80 something. It's kind of like a little bit deformed. I think it's 83 or 82. So around the same time of release as that Dodge mini truck that we checked out before, something like that. So yeah, pretty unusual, but you know, it's an older casting. It's a classic casting, so why the heck not? Or speaking of unlicensed, one thing that I love about Hot Wheels is when they do these. We're kind of like the Salt Flat Silver Series that came out basically with that speed record super streamlined car. Look at this piece. This is the Screamliner. Obviously, it's not a real car, but it could definitely be a custom car built in real life. It's got that teardrop design of the late 20s, early 30s. You know, the Talbot Lagos, the Bugatti Atlantic, the all kinds of really cool. You know, when designers were actually starting to be interested in aerodynamics and the benefits that these advances could provide in regards to speed and fuel economy. So this one has a 12-cylinder engine, as you can see. It's got a huge shark fin on the back for stability, and it's got the 5 spokes that you can see a little bit through those hideaway fenders. So very, very cool. It is green. I love green cars, and it's the first green car we're checking out, but definitely a cool piece. Very interesting. Oh yeah, and I love the front of this thing with the cool old, a little bit of tarnish there, but a really cool old style custom hot rod look. Very, very European looking styling on the back, so that's definitely a cool one. Something not so European would be this 56, I believe this is a 56, yeah, 56 Ford custom pickup truck. Love the livery on this thing. Hot Wheels Hot Trucks, primer gray, a little bit of rust going on, brown base, which works really well, Steelies, the black face and white lip, awesome. You've got the you know, full custom box setup here with the little cowl induction coming out the hood, chrome interior, of course, to provide that chrome front fascia with the brown bumper, and the brown insert from the base with the dual exhaust on the rear. So very nice little looking truck. Here you go, base 2006 and then 16 retool. I'm not sure which this is, when this is from, but it's probably from the last 6-7 years, I believe. And yeah, you can see that definitely it's channeled and narrowed. The big diff on the back, dual exhaust. So cool truck overall. Love the livery. So that's pretty cool. This is something that I'm really happy to pick up, although it's definitely not in a mint condition. Like the axles are a little bit tweaked, but it's still a really cool piece that I'm happy to finally have, because I don't have any representatives of this specific model of car, despite a lot of them having come out from Mini GT and other brands as well. So we're talking about the Land Rover Discovery. This model came out in the early 90s, early to mid 90s, basically, in Europe. We got these later in the 90s, and it's a really cool This, I believe, is a facelift version based on the rear lights and the front lights. Maybe not. I could be wrong. I'm not as knowledgeable on SUVs as I am on regular cars, but this is like definitely like a Hero City era car from Matchbox. So probably shortly after being acquired by Mattel, or not too long after. Not too long before not being in ownership by Tyco anymore. It's got the weird off-road wheels, the completely tweaked front axle, and it's got the details basically, you know, like the little push bar, the fog lights in front. You know, it's got the little bit of overlanding details there, and a rear-mounted spare tire. Red windows are weird. It's written Big Horn Forest on that side livery with a elk or a reindeer or some. Either way, pretty cool. I mean, you know, it's maybe a precursor to the National Park livery. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Oh yeah, did end up picking. Did pick this thing up too. Nothing crazy, but I just found it. It was kind of original. So it's a little flatbed truck, an older Matchbox with the 5-arch wheels. It is missing its accessory on the back, but I mean, looks good as a flatbed anyway, so I don't mind. The reason why I picked this up, it's actually a Volvo. Pretty cool. Picked up a majorette Volvo tractor trailer with some construction equipment not too long ago. So this is probably my third Volvo truck in the collection. Not sure, but it's pretty cool. You know, it's won't take too much time on it, but here's your base. So the mostly metal construction with a little plastic insert in the bottom. So Matchbox, and what's cool about these older Matchbox, you actually got scales on here, which I find is really cool. So this one, hard to read, but is a 1/90th scale or something like that. Yeah, 1/90th scale. It's just listed as a Volvo made in China. So there you go. Pretty cool. I mean, I find it's pretty cool. I mean, may not be as interesting to some, but you know, I like a good variety of vehicles. Oh yeah, this one, not in the far from being perfect shape, but still a very cool and much better shape than the one I already have. This good old Bronco, the pre-OJ version of the Bronco. So metal base, metal body, plastic box on the top, which often goes missing. Fat black walls, but on the back, the motorcycle remains, which is the part that most of the time it's missing, and it looks kind of naked without it because it doesn't have a spare, obviously, because of the fact that it has this bike on the back. You know, besides the paint, obviously, that is in the condition it is for a again 82 copyright on this, so a 40-plus-year-old vehicle. It's got a crack on that top there. But good thing is I have another one of these without the motorcycle, but with this canopy intact. So I may just be able to transfer one to the other and vice versa. Just get rid of the other one that's a little bit more battered. Even this one's pretty battered itself. But you know, it's still got the Ford legible on the on the hood. So you know, but this is a cast. I mean, everybody knows this casting. So, and it was re-released in the Silver Series and in the Premium as well. So. Alright, oh yeah, something really interesting I found here. And I'm not I think this is probably maybe a Jada, but it's listed as a Hasbro. Look at this. A really cool version of the Barricade Mustang, the one that everybody's hunting for, the Hot Wheels one. I never even seen the series so far, but look at this thing. It's got the correct Saleen bodywork, the correct Saleen wheels even, which is really cool. It's got the push bar, the Decepticon logo on the hood, police on the side, no script on the, you know, I don't remember what it was. And it's got the Transformer embossed on the bottom, which is really cool. So that's definitely something that's awesome. You know, it's battered a little bit, but I mean, it kind of works, you know what I mean? These are battling nonstop. So another really cool Ford for the collection. Cool S197. Did pick up this nice little Porsche Cayenne Turbo from Matchbox in a nice orange with tan interior. Nice front and rear details. The infamous Matchbox 5 spokes, black spoke, chrome lip. And this one actually is also an older release. It is, here we go. It's from 2004, and you can see on the bottom here, it is a 1/66th scale model. So again, bring scales back. I mean, doesn't matter. I mean, Majorette still does it. Doesn't matter if it's not 1/64th. At least you got a scale. So that's always cool. You know, I kind of miss that when diecast had more scales. Here's a crazy contraption that I could not help but keep out of a grab bag. So I'm not sure what the name of this casting is, because honestly, it's not on the bottom of the car, and I tried to search for it on Hot Wheels Wiki and all that good stuff. I just don't know how to phrase it so as to make sure it actually pops up. But this is a jet engine semi. You can see the fan on the front. Elwood's Garage on the side. Look at that big chrome piece, and there's a lot of metal in this thing. A lot of metal. Base is metal. The body is metal. The plastic is really all about this here on this, and even the front fascia is all metal. So it's really cool. Green again, fantasy cast, but I mean, this kind of thing you'd see on a special drag event, basically on an exhibition run, you know. So it's not like rocket engine trucks don't exist, you know. Many have been built, and many have been shown on the 1,320-foot stretch of asphalt that we all love. Well, I mean, some of us love, I guess. Oh yeah, another beat up Matchbox here. A little bit beat up, but you know, still complete. This is a little G-Class. It's a G280, so, you know, the little 6-cylinder gas, you know, it's not a crazy AMG 6x6 squared Lodinette or whatever. I mean, it's just your regular, basic, no frills. What is this even? Oh yeah, it's a rescue vehicle, SOS on the side. You know, of course, warped push bar on the front. Yeah, that strobe is definitely tweaked to heck. But you know, it's missing some paint, and it's got those same funky wheels as the Land Rover, but overall it's a pretty cool piece. You know, I have a couple Matchbox G-Wagons, you know, the 550 convertible in the Doug DeMuro spec that came out in moving parts, as well as the I believe it's a G500 that came out in several colors. I have a matte silver one. They were very popular as multi-pack exclusive by Matchbox, but yeah, so I got that one. That's a more basic Euro spec model, which is kind of cool. This is before actually, yeah, when is this from? It's before these were available for sale in North America. See, this has a 1986 copyright on the base. So, trying to get a good angle here, but, you know, it's black base, so I don't think we'll get anything better than that. There you go. So, 280 GE, and the scale on this one is... bear with me, I know it's somewhere on here. Made in China. Is it here? No. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, this is actually 1/64th. Yeah, this is a 1/64th scale G-Wagon. That's pretty cool. Alright, next. Got a few more to go. Not a whole lot more, but a few more. Some of them will go through quickly because, I mean, yeah, they're cool, but I mean, they're not special in any way. Like, example, I picked up this C7 Corvette convertible. Decided to keep it because the colorway is nice, the condition's nice. It's got the red wheels. It's kind of cool. You know, top pass, rear pass. We don't need anything else pretty much. So this is a 14 Corvette Stingray, 13 license. So came out when the model came out, which is cool. You got that little Grand Sport stripe there on the side. You know, nothing crazy, nothing overly, you know, exciting. Yeah, same goes for this battered up C5 Corvette, which I don't think I had a version of for Hot Wheels. It's really rough, but it's an older one on the tri-spokes. It's got some pinstriping on the hood and roof, Hot Wheels logo on the rear. It's a nice cast, you know, it's a base model. It's just, you know, worse for wear. And it's not a casting that we've seen often except in that Walmart exclusive Corvette set. And see, this has a 96 copyright. 98 copyright. My apologies. Yeah, 97 Corvette, 98 copyright. So that's really cool. This is one of my favorite generations. C4, C5, I really like. The last of the pop-up lights. It's very, very cool. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh yeah, this is a beauty though. It is another fantasy casting, but it is really nice. It's the first release, like pre-retool Surf Crate, which we got in a treasure hunt, regular treasure hunt version in pink not too long ago. Big difference. Well, first and foremost, the surf, which, you know, Surf Crate, kind of cool to have a surf. This one actually has a surfboard deco on the side and a really, really beautiful red paint. Look at that beautiful red paint, ruby red. But this one, what's cool about the pre-retool is that it has a metal base, which is really nice. So here you go. Here's your base. So Surf Crate, Malaysia base, and very, very cool. Well, at least I find it's cool. 2014 copyright or licensing. So it's a cool little hot rod that I definitely like. I'm getting more and more. You know, I like these more and more. Basically, the older hot rods. Picked up another one of these, completely destroyed and battered Motormax LS 430s. You know, just a shed, so it's more for diorama, junkyard diorama. So we'll see. That's probably going to be used for that. I do have another one of these that's battered as well, and they did like a Sharpie beater project on it. Turned out pretty mid, but you know, it's funny to do. Just wasting time. We have here a nice Dodge Challenger SRT8 in red. A little bit battered on the front there, but overall pretty good condition. These were all like in the Corvettes and this one, and I believe this Mustang too, but a bunch of muscle cars basically. Somebody got rid of their muscle car collection, their Hot Wheels muscle car collection. But this is a nice colorway. I like it. It's pretty nice. The white stripe, the white and black stripes. You know, it's cool deco. The PR5s with black spoke white lip look good as well. Nice. Got the Go Faster stripes on the hood with the Dodge logo. So yeah. Not a bad looking little muscle car. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is kind of cool. Yeah. Found this little quad. It's Hot Wheels, but for McDonald's. But this was back when the McDonald's toys were actually very, very solid, because there's a lot of metal on this. And I mean, I do have the little Suzuki quad. And this is like basically a Banshee version with the stretched rear, plastic top here, of course, but chassis metal, engine's metal, and suspension's a different type of metal. So a lot of metal on this. The cool little off-road 5-spoke wheels in red. I don't know. It's not this. It's definitely not 1/64th, but it's a cool thing to have. It's a cool thing to have. Because you can mix and match with the other larger scale cars, like in the 130-ish range, 32 to 38. Picked up another one of these as well, kind of battered. I don't know if I'm going to keep it because I already have one that's a bit battered, but not as battered as this. It's a Buick GSX 72, I think. Oh, 70 Buick GSX. Really nice muscle car. But, you know, since I already have one that's a little bit banged up, that I kind of cleaned up a little bit, this one's probably not going to be retained in the collection. So, you know, we'll see. Probably the same thing for that Lexus, to be honest. I mean, these are kind of like keepsakes. If I decide to go ahead and build a monster junkyard diorama, kind of like WTF4 has done, I'd really like to do a project like that. Couple more last muscle cars that I picked up. Got a gray variation of the Gen 3 SRT10 Viper Coupe. Big OH5s, staggered, dark gray. This would be great tampo removal candidate with then addition of a bunch of details. This cast is really easy to detail. I've done at least one, maybe two of these, and the details really come out great. They are easy to apply, so that's pretty cool. Another Mopar there, and another Mustang. This one is actually casting I did not have. This is the Boss 302 Laguna Seca. So the kind of like the hardcore version of the Laguna Seca with the adjustable front splitter and you know, more aggressive aero. Normally would come with a larger wing as well, and this one does have mirrors, so I found that was pretty cool addition to the Mustang collection, since I do not have this casting in my collection, so that's going to be good to retain. Basically, we have also another color variation of the current or the previous gen, current gen. I don't know. I don't even know if this is still in production there, but the like remix of the NSX, the Acura NSX, the hybrid version, in yellow with the Trap 5s, in black, which look good in black, by the way. Black roof, which my other non-black loose version of does not have the black hood, so that's pretty cool. I believe this was amongst the first colorways to be released for this model. If I look at the copyright, so we've got a 2015 license for a 2017 model. So this was we were probably still waiting for this to come out when this actual casting was released by Hot Wheels. And we have the last three. This is getting extremely long. Finally, well, not finally. I found again, it's probably a bench warmer, but the green variation of the Saab 900 Turbo by Majorette. Tweaked roof, very bad paint, no more chrome on the wheels, but look at this. Door still opens, nice steering in there, and the suspension still works. Made in France, metal body, metal base, loose metal base a little bit, but then again, there's only one rivet, so that tends to happen. The infamous yellow glass, and it's a harder one to find if we're talking about the colorways. I don't see many of the green ones, or the black ones for that matter. Most of them, the ones I see, are silver. Last two, and the last two I'm going to show you, keep in mind these are dollar cars. I paid $1 Canadian, so about 70 cents US for these. I did pick up one that I actually have already. It's a duplicate, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I mean, I couldn't say no for $1. So I picked up this super fast era Redux Range Rover. This I believe is the Vogue SE Range Rover Sport. Land Rover Vogue SE 2017 copyright, and this was to commemorate the re-release of the Superfast in 2017 for the 2018 year. 2018 was a great year for Mattel Diecast. And this basically was rebranded the collector series that we know today. So we have the funky looking off-road premium rubber tire wheels, plastic base, but as opposed to Hot Wheels Premium Cast, these actually did come, at least at the beginning, with moving parts, which a lot of collectors do have also moving parts, but not all of them. Got great detail throughout the model, as you can see. And it's got a dark blue with silver contrasting side details and a nice light tan interior, left-hand drive. Here's your rear with the MBX license plate, and this hatch is actually plastic, so plastic base. $1. For $1 more, I have two. That's great. These are like they were at the time maybe $6 to $7 on the pegs at Walmart. $1. Last find, again, $1. Again, I already have one of these, but look at this. Out of what was this, track day or race day? Race day series, one of the first car culture series in 2017. This came out, the Magnus Walker Urban Outlaw 964 with the 8 spokes in gold. Red plastic bumpers, insert for the rear lights, nice gray paint, no details for the front, but a beautiful blue metal base. Very, very nice color on that base. There you go, 964 Carrera to 911. 2016 license, 2017 release. Yeah, race day, I think this is from. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And happy to have a second one. For $1, you can't go wrong. So there you go. That was my pretty extensive haul of looseness for the last couple weeks. Just do a quick pan. So obviously feel free to let me know what was your favorite out of this, or your favorites. If you have any info that I neglected to provide, or that I was wrong on, please let me know in the comments. And hopefully you enjoyed checking out this multitude of different type of castings with me, from the obscure to the weird to the great to the awesome, and even the sheds. So there you go. Hopefully you had fun watching this. I had fun showing these off to you. I'll take the opportunity to wish you a great rest of your week, and I will catch you on the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Stay safe. Happy hunting. Bye.